Some leaders ride in limousines, others travel with entire battalions. From Putin's strategic doubles to Kim Jong-un's ultra-loyal security phalanx, protection becomes performance. Erdogan moves with thousands of trained sharpshooters. Trump rides in a limousine built like a bank vault, and one leader's guards are trained in ways most militaries reserve for crisis response. Stay till the end. What we uncover will challenge how you think power is really protected. Russia, Putin, Fortress, doubles, and food tasters. If you ever get close enough to shake Vladimir Putin's hand, here's the truth: it might not even be him. His security is built on a system so secretive that the man behind the tinted glass could be someone else entirely. At the center of this high-level protection is an elite unit known as the Musketeers. Carefully selected professionals trained in precision, counter-surveillance, and strategic misdirection. Their uniforms? Custom-tailored Brioni suits lined with discreet defense features, valued up to $6,000 per set. But the real shield isn't armor, it's confusion. Putin is said to use multiple body doubles rotated unpredictably to keep observers guessing. Convoys often depart in threes. One may be empty, one may be observed, and one holds the actual leader inside a $1.2 million Aurus Senat, equipped with air filtration systems, GPS blockers, and full communication control. Each meal served undergoes rigorous testing protocols, led by in-house staff using portable labs. When traveling abroad, Putin's own chefs and ingredients are flown ahead of schedule, ensuring nothing is left to chance. Dining isn't leisure, it's logistics. Then comes the digital side. His team operates with high-level technical surveillance, including mobile signal disruptors, drone-resistant corridors, and temporary no-fly zones. Public locations are scanned and sealed, while movement patterns are randomized to avoid predictability. Traffic control systems are often synchronized with his schedule, creating seamless routes through even the busiest cities. Putin's personal jet interiors are custom designed by Lazarev and wrapped in Italian leather and luxury materials worth over $750,000, making it part command center, part moving palace. Some of his known residences are rumored to include sub-level security zones, but official details remain undisclosed. Every layer, vehicle, staff, flight, dining, communications, is curated to remove uncertainty. Not just to protect Putin, but to make it impossible to even know where or who he is at any given moment. That's not just security, that's strategy. Comment Shadow Fortress if you think the most powerful weapon in modern leadership is invisibility. Turkey, Erdogan, 3,000 snipers on standby. When Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan moves through any city, be it Ankara or Washington, what follows isn't a motorcade, it's a moving military theater. His security protocol is so extensive it mirrors the kind of operation you'd expect before a global summit, not a routine appearance. On high-risk days, Erdogan is reportedly protected by up to 3,000 sharpshooters, strategically placed across rooftops, balconies, and hidden corridors. Their scopes aren't just watching the crowd. They're measuring every flicker of movement, every raised hand, every window with a line of sight. His convoy itself is a statement. A fleet of armored Mercedes Maybach S600S, each worth more than $500,000, rolls through blocked-off roads accompanied by helicopters, aerial jamming drones, and electronic surveillance vans, scanning frequencies in real time. This isn't just about protection, it's about control. Of the air, the ground, the signal, and the timing. Roads are cleared hours in advance. Nearby buildings are pre-checked. Wi-Fi zones are often disabled. It's not overcaution, it's policy. But what truly separates Erdogan's protection detail is its willingness to project power far beyond Turkey's borders. During an official visit to the United States, members of his security were filmed in heated confrontations with civilians and local law enforcement on US soil. That moment didn't just spark diplomatic headlines. It signaled to the world that Erdogan's security isn't just reactive, it's assertive, and it operates under its own rules, even on foreign ground. The Presidential Protection Unit, known internally as Koruma Daisi Baskane Ligi, is more than just bodyguards. Many members are drawn from elite counterterrorism squads, trained in advanced urban warfare and behavioral profiling. Before any public appearance, threat modeling simulations are conducted using data from Turkey's National Intelligence Archives. Attendees aren't just screened, they're analyzed. Even Erdogan's helicopters are customized for more than just airlift. Some variants are outfitted with countermeasure flares, advanced radar spoofing systems, and encrypted communications straight to Ankara's crisis command. It's said that any aircraft flying above his convoy, even by accident, triggers protocol escalation within seconds. This level of security isn't just a precaution. It's a reflection of how Erdogan views his presidency. Under siege, always contested, always watched. And in his world, survival isn't passive, it's enforced. Every sniper on a rooftop, every blacked-out van tailing his car, every step taken in silence under open skies. It all speaks to a single truth. This isn't just a presidency, it's a fortress in motion. North Korea, Kim Jong-un guarded by 100,000 troops. In a country where mystery is state policy, Kim Jong-un doesn't walk alone. He moves at the center of a meticulously engineered illusion. Every step he takes is preceded by calculation, cloaked in choreography, and guarded by an invisible wall of devotion. His personal security isn't measured in agents, it's measured in divisions. Over 100,000 military personnel, spread across layered units, operate with one shared objective: to preserve the supreme image at all costs. Closest to him is the Central Guard Command, a unit so exclusive that its recruitment process includes background checks spanning 3 generations. Height, lineage, and unwavering loyalty are prerequisites. Members train in motion synchronization, psychological reading, and proximity defense, with drills designed around real-world ambush scenarios. Their role is not just to shield, but to read threats before they breach. But the outer layers tell another story. Motorcades frequently deploy mirrored convoys, identical vehicles moving on diverging paths with opaque windows and randomized escorts. Public routes are changed without notice. Secondary exits are activated mid-transit. And when Kim appears in public, it's only after his route has been passed by sweeper teams equipped with mobile surveillance disruptors. Even the vehicles are part of the act. His preferred ride, a Mercedes Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, costs an estimated $1.6 million and is specially modified to withstand pressure signal devices and signal jamming. It's not just armor, it's isolation on wheels. Every inch of its interior is lined with luxury-grade shielding, reportedly imported through intermediaries due to sanctions. Overhead, aerial units run silent patrols. On the ground, plainclothes operatives blend into the crowd. And surrounding all of it is a blanket of counterintelligence operatives, watching not just enemies, but insiders. Ensuring loyalty is both a duty and a constant performance. But perhaps the most shocking layer of protection lies in the silence. No press leaks, no official photos unless cleared, no verifiable appearances without orchestration. Kim doesn't just control his security, he controls perception itself. In a regime built on presence, the absence of vulnerability is its own kind of power. This is not traditional protection, it's total design. A living system where unpredictability is the weapon, and the leader moves through a world where even the shadows are chosen. USA Trump the Beast and $120 million shield. During his presidency, Donald Trump didn't just move with protection, he traveled with an infrastructure. His security operation was unlike anything seen before in the United States, a multi-layered, high-tech formation where every movement was calculated and every detail designed to overwhelm. In 2019, his protective budget reportedly reached $120 million, the highest ever allocated to a sitting US president. At the center of this mobile fortress was the Beast, a custom-built Cadillac limousine valued at $1.5 million. It wasn't just armored, it was engineered to operate through nearly any scenario. Reinforced with 8-inch thick armor plating, its doors weigh as much as those on a Boeing 757, and its cabin can be completely sealed off in the event of chemical or biological exposure. Inside it contains a secure communications system, its own oxygen supply, and even refrigerated pouches of the president's blood type in case of emergency. But Trump's convoy didn't stop at one vehicle. A typical motorcade would stretch across 20 to 30 vehicles, including decoys, jammer trucks, counter-sniper teams, and electronic warfare units capable of disrupting drones, cell signals, and tracking devices. The sheer size wasn't for show, it was for misdirection. Observers couldn't easily determine which vehicle Trump was in, or even whether he was in the convoy at all. air support frequently accompanied ground movement. Marine One, a customized Sikorsky VH-3D helicopter with military-grade countermeasures and encrypted flight systems, often lifted off simultaneously with multiple decoys. Every step was designed to confuse, control, and protect. Surrounding all of this was a team of Secret Service agents, many with backgrounds in tactical operations and surveillance. Their movements were choreographed to the second, rehearsed like stage performances, but with real stakes. The agents rotated constantly, monitored by biometric access systems, and traveled with portable command centers to maintain full operational control in any situation. Trump's visibility made him a unique security challenge. But rather than hide, his strategy was to dominate the space, make the scale so vast, the protection so obvious, that any potential threat would be buried beneath a wall of moving parts. Comment Presidential Fortress if you think Trump's convoy looked more like a military operation than a political appearance. Saudi Arabia, MBS, total control over security state. In Saudi Arabia, the man at the top doesn't just rule the kingdom, he oversees the security of every royal palace, border checkpoint, and digital signal. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, known globally as MBS, has redefined what it means to be protected, not by building walls, but by fusing state power directly into personal security. At the core of his system is total consolidation. Unlike most world leaders who rely on segmented agencies, MBS merged military, intelligence, and counterterrorism operations into a centralized chain of command, all reporting directly to him. It's not a security team, it's a national apparatus. Agencies that once operated independently now coordinate under a single directive: preserve the crown, protect the future king. This control extends beyond military muscle. Surveillance networks, some powered by Western technology, are embedded across Saudi infrastructure. Facial recognition cameras, license plate scanners, and network monitoring tools track activity in real time across airports, government buildings, and royal compounds. Even communications between elite figures are observed, not always for threats, but for patterns. In MBS's system, data is defense. His fleet of armored vehicles, including Mercedes Maybach S600 Guard editions, each valued at over $1.5 million, aren't just bulletproof. They're fitted with oxygen filtration systems, encrypted intercoms, and communication jammers to block unwanted tracking. On international visits, these vehicles are often flown in ahead of time, coordinated with private charter jets and elite security teams from the Royal Guard Brigade. Inside the palaces, security layers are more discreet, but no less formidable. Access to certain halls requires biometric scans. Elevator routes change daily. Guest lists are encrypted and reviewed by cyber teams trained in behavioral prediction. It's less a royal residence and more a live operating control room. Even within the royal family, proximity to power doesn't guarantee trust. MBS is known to rotate palace staff frequently, reshuffle internal positions, and deploy internal audits on other princes' activities. Protection in this system means knowing not only where the threats are, but who might become one tomorrow. This isn't traditional royal security. It's 21st century monarchy with a surveillance corps. A state where loyalty is tracked, movement is measured, and the man at the center isn't just protected by force, but by foresight. China, Xi Jinping, 8,000 guards and hidden guns. When Xi Jinping steps into public view, he is not surrounded by security. He is surrounded by an ecosystem. His protection isn't just a detail, it's a military operation disguised as routine movement. At the heart of it is the Central Security Bureau, overseeing an elite 8,000-member force trained in both ceremonial discipline and close-quarters crisis response. Officially, they are part of the Central Guard Regiment. Unofficially, they function as a perimeter of precision, where timing, formation, and silence are as critical as armor. Many members carry no visible weapons, but what appears to be a briefcase or a simple umbrella can house disguised firearms and signal-bleaking tech designed for rapid deployment in high-density environments. Xi doesn't just walk into a venue, the space is secured hours in advance with operatives disguised as staff, service members, and even guests. From hotel elevators to ceremonial stages, every square meter is controlled. His motorcade includes heavily modified Hongqi N701 limousines, each estimated to cost over $1 million, retrofitted with ballistic shielding, oxygen filtration, and communication encryption systems. The cars are not just for travel. They're continuity capsules, allowing him to issue commands even while in motion. Helicopter patrols often orbit overhead, while traffic signals along the route are manually overridden to prevent any disruption. Crowd control isn't just about fencing, it's strategy. Audiences are vetted in tiers, placed by loyalty level and camera exposure. Internal documents suggest that even applause timings during national events are pre-rehearsed, with volunteers briefed on facial expressions. Xi's presence is not managed, it's manufactured. Behind the scenes, real-time data is streamed into the command center within Zhongnanhai, the political compound, often compared to a hybrid of the White House and the Forbidden City. There, biometric readings, facial analytics, and crowd behavior are monitored constantly. Surveillance isn't just post-ament, it's anticipatory. What sets Xi's security apart isn't just scale, it's ideology. The system mirrors China's broader governance model: tight control, seamless presentation, and near-dormant invisibility of the mechanisms underneath. Every event is a projection, every barrier invisible, every smile rehearsed. Xi doesn't need walls when his entire environment is a script, and his security detail knows every line by heart. India, Modi, Bioproof, Convoy, and SPG Elite. When Narendra Modi travels, India doesn't just shift focus, it shuts down and recalibrates. The Prime Minister's movement activates one of the world's most detailed and high-tech security operations, orchestrated by the Special Protection Group, SPG, an elite unit founded in 1985 but transformed under Modi into a mobile command system with digital muscle and urban agility. Before a single wheel turns, the airspace is locked. Civilian drones are grounded. Mobile towers are geo-fenced to prevent unauthorized signals. Local traffic lights along the route are overridden manually. Each intersection becomes a point of control. Roads are cleared miles in advance, and not just by police but by mobile scanning units equipped with chemical, biological, and radiation detection systems. These vehicles, part of Modi's convoy, operate quietly but scan for threats beyond human visibility. The Prime Minister's official ride is a Mercedes Maybach S650 Guard, customized to withstand high-impact explosives and equipped with run-flat tires, emergency oxygen, and satellite-linked communication systems. Valued at approximately $1.6 million, this vehicle isn't just about luxury, it's survival in motion. Inside, the cabin is completely sealed against airborne threats, while integrated signal scramblers keep communication locked to government-encrypted frequencies. His personal security detail is not merely trained in close protection. They undergo advanced modules in urban warfare, hostage rescue, and mass crowd threat neutralization. Rehearsals are carried out before every public rally, with mock ambushes and rapid exit drills executed under time constraints. The team also includes medical units on standby, often within arm's reach of the primary vehicle. Even the stage from which Modi speaks is custom-engineered. Platforms are built with anti-climb materials, underground evacuation shafts, and secondary exits invisible to the public. Security cameras with facial recognition software feed live footage to a command van parked within range, where threat analysts monitor micro-movements in the crowd. But what makes this operation unique isn't just the technology, it's the choreography. Every move is synchronized to avoid randomness, every variable is managed. In a nation of over 1 billion people, unpredictability is the enemy, and Modi's team is built to remove it entirely. This isn't just security, it's systemic anticipation. A convoy that doesn't just move through space, it reshapes it. Guinea, Doumbouya, coup-born military war. When Mamadi Doumbouya appeared on national television wearing sunglasses and a red beret, announcing the takeover of Guinea's government, the world saw a coup. But what emerged afterward was something more calculated: the construction of a personal security system that functions like a private military state. Doumbouya didn't just seize power. He surrounded himself with an architecture of protection built from battlefield loyalty and foreign-grade training. His primary security detail is made up of Guinea's Special Forces, a unit he once commanded himself. Many of these personnel were trained alongside US military instructors through international joint exercises, making them some of the most tactically advanced operatives in West Africa. But their role extends far beyond close protection. These units now serve as political shields, public image builders, and silent enforcers, operating both inside and outside the capital. Doumbouya's movements are rarely publicized in real time. When he travels, he does so with convoys of armored Toyota Land Cruisers, each retrofitted with ballistic-resistant panels, run-flak tires, and roof-mount surveillance arrays. Each vehicle, customized to his specifications, can exceed $150,000 in value. The cars are not branded luxury, but in this case, power isn't whispered, it's paraded through reinforced metal and tinted glass. His official residence, located within a heavily guarded military zone, has been enhanced with layered entry protocols. Guards rotate on 12-hour shifts, perimeter drones fly continuous loops, and access points require dual biometric verification. Inside, the design isn't opulent, it's strategic. Every hallway leads to 2 exits. Every room has line-of-sight control. It's not a palace, it's a fortress with Wi-Fi. But the most effective element of Doumbouya's security isn't hardware, it's narrative. Within months of assuming power, he rebranded his image from soldier to statesman, using his military background to justify his authority. This means every security decision also doubles as political theater. Appearances in full uniform, marches with troops, meetings held within military compounds, not conference rooms. The message? He doesn't just lead the state, he is the state. In Guinea, protection isn't outsourced, it's worn like a uniform and carried like a flag. Comment Fortress King if you think loyalty forged on the battlefield creates the most unbreakable defense. From rooftop surveillance to armored convoys layered with precision tech, these world leaders don't just rely on security, they embody it. Every car, every flight, every movement is a statement of control, trust, and risk. What may look like over-preparation is often just necessity at the highest level of leadership. If this video changed how you view global power, don't forget to like, subscribe to Billionaire Story, and turn on the bell, because next time we're exploring a level of personal protection so sophisticated, even satellites can't follow it. The deeper you go, the more controlled it becomes.